And welcome back to the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network. Jared Barton here alongside Franciscan women's basketball head coach Sean Kirk. And Sean, it's great to have you along here, and I'm glad we could take some time to talk here this afternoon.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, Jared. We really love what you guys do at the PAC Sports Network, making it out to different games. I talked to Randy at Carnegie Mellon. We were playing at Carnegie Mellon. And yeah, he was like, yeah, we're excited to come up to Steubenville. You guys were supposed to be here a little earlier, and then it got paused due to COVID. But hey, we're happy to have you now.
Yeah, for sure. And we're glad to be there. So first, before we get into the team, I wanted to get your take on being sort of a recent graduate of a school and then taking over such a big role. It's something that I don't think you see too often. So how has that been for you as you were not only did your undergrad, but also extra work there as well in 2017? How does it feel to take over a program that quick?
It's a lot of fun. And I don't know if the theme of this interview is going to be growing pains and going through a process, but it is, there's a lot of things I learn every day. And here at Franciscan, the one thing I think some people forget is we've only been in an athletic department for, just over 10, 15 years. So we're going up against teams in the PAC that have been around and have this rich history of, great coaching, great players, and, all those great things. Whereas we're so young, I think I fit, Franciscan right in there because, being a young head coach, taking over at such a young age and taking a program that I still think is in its infancy stages and growing, it's a lot of fun. It's a true blessing to work at your alma mater. I love the Steubenville community and the Franciscan community. It's a lot of fun. My wife graduated from here as well in our nursing program. We just had a newborn baby in December on December 2nd. So, we really embraced it, and we're starting to grow some roots down here. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, congratulations on the new baby as well. I didn't realize that before we started. So kudos to you and your family for that. And speaking of moving forward, you have to move forward through this season without one of your most experienced players. That's Victoria Understall, who played over 20 minutes per game last year, with a separated shoulder, as you mentioned to me before we got on this interview. What has it been like trying to deal with not having her day to day, and who has really stepped up, I guess, in her spot?
So she hurt her shoulder. She tore labrum October 15th, second drill we did. Hit a slick spot on the court, and she was practicing better than anyone that practiced, and we were really excited for her to take a step forward and really grow. But it's been a committee that's been stepping up. Kiara McGilroy, Jazzy Melnick have both been big contributors, and then Lauren Arena and Elena Gonzalez have also stepped up for us. But her being a sophomore, it's funny. She's one of our more experienced players, and she's a sophomore. It's one of those we would love to have her just because of that experience, because she played in 9-10 games last year. But her class, Sophie LaRose, Ashley Benson, Natalie Connor, are all stepping up and making strides to make sure that, the culture that we're trying to build here is going forward, and they're doing a great job with that. And Victoria's around every day. She's at every single practice. She travels and everything. So she's doing a really great job making sure that she's still known here, and, she's cheering them on. And I know she wishes she could be out there.
And the good thing is, she'll have a couple of more seasons to participate as well. It's not like she's towards the end of her collegiate career either.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, she's going to be a really special player once she gets healthy, and she's been really good. And yeah, she'll be back, and she'll be strong next year for sure.
And overall, this is a pretty young team. You have a lot of sophomores and a decent amount of freshmen as well. So my question is, there's some players that I recognize from this roster last year, Sophie LaRose being one of them. Has Sophie stepped up into sort of a leadership role because there's not many in terms of experienced players on this roster? Is that something that has benefited her?
Yeah, so Sophie's definitely been stepping up here in a lot of ways, and she's kind of a little bit more quiet. I always call her, she's kind of like our voice of reason. She's very consistent. She's always, I can always look to her and kind of give her a look or tell her something, and it'll get down the line to the rest of the team, and she really does understand that. But then Ashley Benson, Natalie Connor, even Izzy, who's out with a concussion, she's one of our sophomore players as well, and Victoria are all kind of stepping up in different ways. And that's great. It's great to see Ashley Benson's always in the gym working on her game, and she's continually getting better. Being at Franciscan, we're pretty strong in our faith, and Natalie Connor always makes sure that we're doing everything we can to achieve that goal and make sure that our players are, getting closer to heaven and growing in their relationship with Christ. So it's really nice to see that from each and every one of them. We're trying to. I'm asking a lot of 19. I think Sophie just turned 20. I'm asking a lot of 120-year-old and a couple 19-year-olds here, but they're growing up quick and they're really embracing that. And I think they're really once they're juniors and seniors, I told them we're going to look back at this year and just be like, wow, how far we've come, But I keep telling them every day, it's a process. And Sophie reiterated that to me when I lose sight of that. She was like, Coach, it's a process. We got to keep working. So when you hear your players saying things that you say on a daily basis, you know you got something special. So we're just going to stay with it.
And speaking of special, you do have a couple of freshmen who are really stepping up, including Jaslyn Melnick, who has earned a PAC Rookie of the Week award so far this year. And she's not from too far away. Weirton, West Virginia is her hometown, so right across the river from you guys over at Franciscan. So what has been the process for her so far? Has she been one that had really came on immediately and made a difference, or has this sort of been a little bit of a work-in process for her?
Yeah, so Jazz she comes from a great family, comes from a solid program over there. We're at Madonna, and she was a big fish in a small pond over there, and we recruited her from junior year. I knew she was going to be special. Coach Foreman knew she was going to be special, and we recruited her from a junior on, and we knew we wanted her. She has a God-given ability that we don't see every day, and she's embracing that. And yeah, she's gone through those growing pains as well. And I keep telling her, just be aggressive, just be, the player that you were in high school, and you're going to continue to get better. And she's been shooting the ball really well. Not to put, not to give her too much, but she's in the gym every single day. And I know she's not that person that wants that, but she loves to be in the gym. She commutes because she's not too far away, so she'll come. We'll practice at 6 a.m. some days. She'll go to class, and then she's right in the weight room at 10, from 10 to 11:30. She goes and eats, and then goes back to class, and then she'll watch film and everything. So she is just a workhorse, and she does everything that we ask her to do. This green wall, she would run through it if I told her to. So she's an awesome player, and she's an even better person.
Speaking of other awesome players that are from that freshman class, Madison Doan, the center, sort of gives your team some size, right? Standing at 6'1". Has her presence been felt early on? Is this another player that really has really took the season by storm?
Oh yeah, no, Maddie's great. She's getting better every day, and we really don't have multiple 6-foot players out there. So she draws a lot of attention. Some of my colleagues in this league will call me and say, she's going to dominate. She's a walking double-double and this and that. And I'll tell her those things just to keep her motivated, because she is very good. And she's only getting better. Coach Basil, she is working with her so much each and every day to, work on catching the ball on the balls of her feet instead of on her heels. Knowing when to kick it, knowing when to go up, knowing, how to get fouled and all those things. But we're in a league with a lot of good post players. We're playing one right now in Brooke Fuller, and then Ella Marconi from St. Vincent. We just played Grove City. It was unfortunate what happened to their starter, but Nina's really stepped up for them as well. So we got a lot of good posts in this league, and I told her, I was like, you're going to be, when you're a senior, you're going to be the best of this group. So.
Another freshman that I know has had an immediate impact for you is guard Kiara McGillivray. Just talk about some of her best qualities, as she's at the top of the conference in terms of three-point shooting, or near the top of the conference in three-point shooting. So she has to be a pretty key contributor on offense for you.
Yeah, no, she's really. I believe she's our leading scorer statistically, and I remember having a meeting with her, and she's like, "I've never been that scorer before." I'm like, look, you're getting open shots because your teammates are creating them for you. Maddie's going to draw, a couple different looks, double teams and stuff. And you just got to be ready to catch and shoot the ball. And she's done a really great job of that. She comes to practice every day, and I always tell her, breathe, smile, have a lot of fun out there, and she's really embracing that. And yeah, I'm really excited for her. I think she's going to have a great career for us. We just become better. there's a lot of great things that she does defensively. She is from Philadelphia, so, she's ingrained with that Philly toughness, which I love. I'm partial to it, but, it's one of those things where, yeah, she's really stepped up, and I think she's stepping up into a leadership role even as a freshman. Same with Jazzy and Maddie as well. They're really stepping up in that space. So, and it's kind of nice to see that, because I think we're really this group is understanding how to lead together, not just look to one person, but how to lead together. And it's going to be special here. So.
Well, it looks like your program is looking like it's going to be on the positive way up, Coach Kirk, and I'm glad that you could join us here on the halftime show today. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck with everything the rest of the season.
I appreciate it, Jared. Thank you again for doing this for the PAC and for Franciscan University. This is awesome. We really love the publicity, and we really love getting a chance to talk with you and everything.
Halftime show almost over here on the PAC Sports Network. We'll be taking you back to second half action coming up next. Thanks for watching.